Hello, welcome to Mostly Yin with Casey. I'm Casey, and today I just wanted to make an introduction video for our next series that we'll be doing, because if I don't, as soon as I hop right in, I think I'm going to have a lot of confused yogis. So this series is going to be Yin for the Enneagram, or a Yinneagram series. If you're super in the weeds about what that word is, it's probably because I made it up. But the Enneagram is real. So that is a personality typing system. It's a lot like Myers-Briggs. The cool thing about the Enneagram, though, is that there's 9 types as opposed to 16. The origins about where it came from are kind of debated, so I'm not going to get into that. But it's actually super duper old. It's just kind of come back more recently, and by recently I mean like in the last 100 years. So it's nothing new. This wasn't just made. It's a very old typing system. So I'm going to pop up a shape on the screen right now, and when you think about the Enneagram, you kind of think about this shape, which is a circle with 9 points, and each of the points is a number, and the number is a type. If you look in the center of the circle, there are lines with arrows going out and toward each number. Those lines are your stress points and your health points, or integration. Each number has 2 numbers on either side of it, and those are called the wings. So even though there are 2 wings, you will lean toward one or the other, and that will further inform your personality. So let's say you're a type 1. You'll go to a 4 in stress and a 7 in health, and your wings are either a type 2 or a type 9. So we would say you're a 1 wing 9 or a 1 wing 2. And I'll go into that more specifically in each of the videos, but I wanted to give just a brief introduction here with the shape, as I won't be pulling up a shape when we're trying to do yoga. You might not be familiar with the Enneagram. You might not know what type you are, and if so, then you are in a very good place. There are lots of tests that you can do online, like the Enneagram Institute, and there are a bunch of books out there that have little tests in them. I would just advise you to exercise some caution if you do the online test, even the one on the Enneagram Institute website, because I've found more often than not it is wrong. So if you do the test, then I would just really encourage you to continue to read. It'll give you your most likely down to your least. I would recommend that you read the top 3 or even 4 types in depth before you decide what type you are. Usually when you read about your type, you'll know it. It'll be really clear to you, and there won't tend to be multiple ones that you think you are. It does happen for sure, but with most of my friends, they look at a type and they just know this is the one. How did these people know this about me? Have they been in my brain my whole life? So usually you'll know that. If you don't want to take the test, then that's totally okay. Going through each of these videos with me would be a more organic way to find your type anyway, as you'll be hearing in depth about each type, and eventually one will just come out, maybe 2, that you'll go, oh, that's definitely my type. You might be saying to yourself, Casey, you can't just put the word yin in everything and just make it work. And first of all, I'm pretty sure that I can. And second of all, here's why I think that yin and the Enneagram work so well together, and I get to say Yinneagram. is because each of the Enneagram types has a passion or a vice that they tend to go to. And as you saw, if you watched them, in the Yintroductions, each of the meridians has energy. And when this energy is unbalanced, then a emotion tends to rise up. So for example, a type 6's passion or vice is fear. They feel a lot of fear. The kidney meridian, when it is unbalanced, we experience a lot of fear. So I've coupled the Enneagram type with a meridian in terms of energy. You might be in a time in your life where it's really hard to find the hour to do a yin class. So because of that, I will be uploading 2 classes per Enneagram type. So the first week is going to be a 60-minute of that type, and the second week is a 25-minute of that type. So for example, 60 minutes for Enneagram type 1, the week after that, 25 minutes for Enneagram type 1. The 25-minute class will not have any new content at all in addition to what was in the 60-minute class. It's just the 60-minute class edited down. So before the class, the 25-minute class, I will be discussing the things that I had to clip out of that video, the content points. So usually it's going to end up being something like self-care, spirituality, growth recommendations for that type. So I would really recommend watching your type's 60-minute video, but at least the 25-minute videos of the other types. That way you can learn how to love the people around you better, as I discuss that as well. It is my hope in this series that you will discover your Enneagram type, but also that by doing that, you will be able to love yourself better, to understand parts about yourself that, quite honestly, maybe you struggle with or you've always felt a certain way about. And the Enneagram can just really breathe into that, as well as let us see things that we struggle with, why we struggle with them, and how we can grow from those points that we have a hard time with. I also hope that you will be able to take breathing techniques and stretches off the mat that are geared for your specific type, as well as it'll be a practice in balancing your energy, specifically the energy that maybe is the passion of your type. Please share these videos with the people that you know so that they can learn more about themselves. And please share with each other what your types are. That way you can learn how to love your friends or your family members better, but also that they can learn to love you better through the Enneagram. I upload videos every Tuesday at 2 Mountain Standard Time. Please feel free to leave comments if you have questions, or if that's your number and you want to share something about that. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell, and that will send you notifications whenever I upload videos. So I'm so excited to start this series with you guys, and I'll meet you back here on the mat.